We will be discussing approach to peripheral neuropathy. How will the approach to a patient presenting with features suggestive of peripheral neuropathy? One of the important subjects in terms of examination and for clinical knowledge. Most important patients with diabetes and rare nutritional deficiencies can present with paresthesias and symptoms related to neuropathy. We should have a systematic approach how to have a diagnosis of peripheral neuropathy. The first question what we should discuss is whether it is a peripheral neuropathy. The symptoms will be clear and assess whether it is small fiber, large fiber, motor or autonomic. So, large fiber neuropathies usually present with loss of position sense and vibration sense. Small fiber neuropathies will have paresthesias and pain and temperature loss. Motor is definitely there, there will be weakness of the limbs, and autonomic symptoms such as postural hypotension or bladder bowel symptoms, abnormal sweating. So, history should be very clear to focus on what is the type of neuropathy, what is the type of fiber which is involved. The next important question, what is the distribution of neuropathy, whether it is symmetric or asymmetric? This is also important. Symmetric neuropathies have specific diagnosis. Which fibers are affected as we discussed? What is the anatomic pattern? What is this anatomic pattern is? What is the pattern of weakness? What is the time course? Whether it is acute, subacute or chronic. And what is the likely etiology? Most importantly, what we see in practice is diabetes, nutritional and other rare vasculitis and drug-related neuropathies, especially patients on heart, patients on antituberculous therapy. So, we should be knowing what are the causes of drug-induced neuropathy. We will be discussing. What are the causes of predominant motor neuropathy? It could be axonal and demyelinating peripheral neuropathy, motor neuron disease, porphyria. Porphyria is one of the acute neuropathies. Axonal and demyelinating peripheral neuropathy, it could be AIDP and variants, CADP and variants. Toxic neuropathy, a few toxic neuropathy can produce motor neuropathy, predominant motor neuropathy. Hypokalemia, channelopathy, classically presents with periodic paralysis. History will be very clear unless and otherwise the first episode of hypokalemic paralysis is very tough to diagnose. Still, you should have in mind any acute involvement, always check for any metabolic or toxic cause apart from porphyria. Causes of predominant sensory neuropathy. This is easy. Nutritional, most important is B12. You should ask about vegetarians and GI, any history of GI surgery. Diabetes, as you know, one of the most important causes of peripheral neuropathy, sensory neuropathy. Monoclonal gammopathy of unknown significance, MGUS. Cisplatin and nitrofurantoin. Nitrofurantoin commonly we use for UTI. Suppose E. coli, even if it is resistant to most organisms, even ESBL organisms, extended spectrum beta lactamase organisms, when you want to have a home therapy, the patient does not want a inpatient therapy, does not want an injection, we always try initial nitrofurantoin. Cisplatin for chemotherapy can cause predominant sensory neuropathy. Hansen's disease, amyloidosis, retrovirus, HIV associated neuropathy can produce predominant sensory neuropathy.